Yeah, so this one is from, by now, if people listen to this, then you know who it's from. It's from our good friend 2-Bit Jesus, who has a real name, and we do know that real name, but we're not going to say it, so.
Yeah.
It's from 2-Bit Jesus, and he has a YouTube channel,
His real name's 4-Bit Jesus.
Yeah, he likes 4 bits.
Actually, how many silvers did Judas sell them out for?
10 bits.
10 bits?
I don't know. 6 pence. Anyway, he has a YouTube channel. Go check him out, why not?
Yeah. I really like this Ghostbuster video. Check it out.
Yeah, it's better than the Ghostbuster movie.
Oh, and Home Alone. I really liked Home Alone.
Home Alone?
I liked Home Alone too.
Yeah.
I like it both. Home Alone.
He writes in and says, with the focus being so heavy on power this generation, is the dynamic between Xbox and PlayStation going to change with the Neo and Scorpio?
Well, you know, with the power dynamic, you have to look at the size of the consoles now. You know, Xbox One was a really big, beefy console, so obviously it was kind of a power top. But now that the PlayStation is going to be the larger console, I think they'll switch positions,
Like
and Xbox can be the bottom, and PlayStation can be the power top.
Yep, and that's how power dynamics work.
Yeah. No, what was the question?
The focus being so heavy on power this generation, the dynamic between Xbox and PlayStation, is it going to change with the Neo and Scorpio?
It depends on first-party titles.
Yeah.
The buy-in in the PlayStation ecosystem right now is already so high that unless that completely switches around with the Neo and Scorpio, which I don't think it will.
Yes.
I honestly don't see the Neo. I don't think the Neo is that big of an upgrade.
No.
So I don't think it's going to sell all that amazing unless they've changed the spec. Unless that's one of the reasons because originally it was like games that were coming out in October had to support the Neo.
Yeah.
And now they're not announcing it or actually games in September were optional to support the Neo, and then games in October were mandatory. And now they're not announcing it to now. So now unless they're going to start selling it this holiday, that's the only way they're going to get away with the lower specs that they have. But then they're also going to have to come out with something shortly after the Scorpio because the Scorpio already outstrips the Neo.
Yeah.
So unless people completely switch on which console family they're in, I don't see it happening. I could see a lot of people that picked up PlayStation 4s being like, well, now there's a Scorpio and it's even more powerful and all my friends are going to get it.
Yeah.
If Sony doesn't have something more powerful than the Scorpio at least announced when it comes out next Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's gonna rely a lot on first party games.
Yeah, I don't know if Microsoft can do that. I don't know if their first party titles are strong enough.
I mean, right now they're not.
Pull people up.
Halo's not.
Yeah.
Gears of War hasn't been.
No.
We'll see about 4. I think it looks better than Judgment, but I don't think it looks as good as any of the original 3.
No.
I'm especially not excited about robot enemies in a game that's about visceral violence.
Yeah. Bloody guts and gore. We're going to get wires and oil.
Well, they're like, we're going back to its horror roots, and then they announce robot enemies. And it's like, that's not horror. That's sci-fi.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know. I honestly, I have a hard time. With the question because Microsoft's at such a disadvantage right now. They're at such a disadvantage that they stopped announcing how many consoles they were selling. Even
Nintendo
because
announces.
PlayStation was like 2-1 for consoles. Microsoft has lowered their price again. I think it's $250 for a new one now.
Jeez.
It just has not done well for them. Which I mean, they were totally on top last generation, and you can kind of say like with last generation, this is what happened with the PlayStation. Except by this time in that generation, the PlayStation 3 had started to catch up. Yeah, they had started to close that gap, and as far as we know, that gap has gotten even wider.
Yeah,
because they're not announcing the numbers
and then
anymore.
They kept going.
Because if that gap was closed, Microsoft would be announcing numbers right now. Yeah, they would go back and say, well, numbers do matter now. They wouldn't be doing all this stuff for PC to make. Look at us. Well, PC players are now Xbox players too, so we have millions and millions of players instead of just the half of what PlayStation does.
You can play your Xbox games on your Windows machine. I mean,
the consoles now are just PCs. I mean, that's all it is. So this is just like Sony. Your Sony PC is going to get a graphics upgrade if you buy this new version, but you can't just buy the new graphics card, you got to buy the whole
new
system.
Yep.
Same thing with Xbox. We have a little upgrade this year, which I don't see anyone buying the S.
No.
Because why would you buy the S when you have a year from now you're going to buy another new Xbox
for $500?
Yeah, and people compare it to the phone situation, like, oh, well, people are used to upgrading their phone every 2 years. And it's like, no, people are used to upgrading their phone every 2 years and not paying for that phone. Just recently has that people have to start paying monthly for their phones.
Yeah.
So, people are getting new iPhones, but it was just part of the deal with re-upping their contract every 2 years.
Yep.
That's a completely different situation from saying, give us $400, $500 up front every 2 years for a new Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, and then see if you're happy with it in 2 months.
Yeah, I don't...
And not be able to sell it for what you paid for it.
I want both of them to be good, but I would also like for both Sony and Microsoft to step their game up on first parties, because I think both of them have been pretty poor on first parties this time around.
Nintendo first parties are great.
Yeah, I think Nintendo does the best out of all of their first parties.
Oh, yeah.
And the fewest amount of people own Nintendo.
Yeah, but their first party titles,
but
they're
the
top
NX is going to be both.
Yeah, it's going to support Sony games.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
I mean, Cloud came to Smash, so who knows?
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen.
Alright, but I don't think we answered your question, and the answer was maybe. Next question.
I mean, I'm not going to own either of them for quite a while. So
yeah. I might buy an Xbox One. I'm not gonna buy an S because there's no reason to.
Yeah. I'll buy a one and they drop like $100.
Yeah. So like if I can find a used one for like $125, I'll probably buy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If
flea market.
The Scorpio is actually like as ridiculous as it is, and then they're like, and it comes with Final Fantasy 15.5 or 15.2 exclusively.
Remake.
I mean, if it has something like that, then yeah, I'm gonna have to buy it. But right now, I can get all that stuff on PlayStation, so why would I buy an Xbox?
Yeah.
Gears of War. And the answer was maybe. 2-bit. Thanks for the question.
Thank you.